The project started with Mark Wolfram contacting me, and he sent me an email, left me a voicemail, and he said, "Would you like to sit down and I'd like to share my music with you, and let's talk a little bit about what might be some collaborative opportunities." I wanted to find a piece that would visually connect, would tell a story, and would be in a style that would connect with our audience. And so I told Mark that I was really looking to do a piece for concert band with a shot video of some kind. So the piece, All Points Bulletin in Hot Pursuit, was created. The thing that was unique about this, and I learned this after the fact, that it is most common for somebody like Mark Wolfram, who was actively engaged in the film and animation, the marketing and commercial business. He wrote jingles, and in most cases, the music or the direction that he would receive would be from the company or the artist. They would bring him the video or the concept for the commercial, and then he would have to write the music for something that was already created.
My background is that I'm a film scorer, and this is my first film that I've made for a piece of music that I've written. So when I got the assignment from Amy, I wanted to do it backwards.
Well, in this case, because this was all his own project, he with the exception of the couple of stipulations that I had mapped out, he had full reign to do it in the order that he wanted to. And once he started writing the music and creating the video, we stayed in contact on and off. And then he put together the marketing materials, and I contacted my colleagues. I sent messages out through the College Band Directors National Association, and I sent the message out to all of the Minnesota high school and college band directors to join us in the commissioning consortium. Then we hired Mark to come in and be with us for 2 full days to work with conducting and composition students, to work with our music industry majors, to meet with our faculty, and to meet with our bands, our concert band, the Concert Wind Ensemble.
I'm just absolutely thrilled with my time here at Mankato. I've had a chance to work with some great students. We've been doing some composition lessons. We've been doing some career counseling. I've talked to the graduate conducting class today about commissioning and band work.
Well, I had the opportunity to sign up for a private lesson with him. Since I'm already taking composition lessons, I thought it would be a really cool idea to actually take composition lessons from somebody who has done composition for film and TV shows and other things like that. Well, I didn't initially present any material or anything I've composed for Mark Wolfram when I met him. When he walked in, he actually asked me, "What do you, tell me about you. What is your experience with music?" And so I told him, "Well, I want to write music for film." And he just lit up. He's like, that's his favorite thing. He told me about the best scores that I should look up and study. And he gave me this huge list of different pieces of music that he said, you need to look over these and make sure that you know what these sound like and what makes them special, what makes them the best.
That was really interesting to see the whole contractual process. So what it's like to, once you've got your music and your created product, he reaches out to the musicians, he reaches out to the studio, he reaches out to all of the tech people who need to be involved, and then they begin the product. And so that was really an interesting process. One of the trickiest parts about doing a piece that has some sort of media that goes with it is that you really have to work hard as managers of the music making process to make sure that we are connecting and aligning with the music. So when we were performing, I had headphones on, I had one earpiece behind, and I had the other earpiece on my right ear, and I had to follow a click track from the start to the finish of the piece, and I was really pleased. That was a new experience for me. I had never conducted a piece with a click track. I had conducted pieces with media that needed those alignments, but this was really needed to be on the nose with the way the scenes changed at the music. And I was so pleased. I thought that our musicians did a fantastic job. They were so professional. They rose at exactly the right moment when we need them to in presenting the music for the very first time. I felt that the audience was very engaged. Mark gave a lovely speech before we started the music to talk about our process, to talk about his goals for the commissioning project, and to just talk about who he was as a human being and as an artist, so that everybody, the students, the musicians, the audience members, my colleagues, and myself had the opportunity to get to know him as a human being, as well as a composer and an artist. The performance itself was outstanding. I couldn't have asked for better. We had our wonderful production team there, and they caught every moment on film. We had an audience that was engaged and responsive, and the musicians were wonderful. It was such an outstanding experience, and I was so proud to be a part and to be the conductor, to get to work with them at this moment.
Being a part of this type of ensemble is a sense of family and community, because it's a group of people that aren't all music majors coming together and working hard to produce something great.
I remember coming into college thinking I was going to be like a rock star or somebody, on stage playing my keyboards. And then I found out that I kind of have stage fright. I'm not really comfortable on stage alone. And I realized that my passion is for composing. I love writing the music. I don't need to perform it. Someone else can perform it, but I like being the artist in actually creating the sounds, the idea behind everything.
So I think the thing that's really important to know, the power of this experience, and to understand what it was like to work with somebody like Mark. I'm going to list some names, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Diana Ross and the Supremes, Kenny Rogers, Chris Isaac, Lena Horne, Doc Severinsen, ABC TV Monday Night Football, General Hospital in Another World, the Smurfs, the Flintstone Kids, Jim Brickman's Visions of Love. He worked with all of those people. He wrote music and arranged music for every one of those people, each one of those organizations. He was on our campus working with our students, and we were performing his music.
People are very, very friendly. People are very helpful, and they want to work with you. They really want to bring something special to your group and to the world. And by working with them and talking with them, and not being afraid to make that step and go out and say, hey, my name is Eric, I'm at this band, we'd love to work with you. They love it too. They really do enjoy it when you contact them and want to work with them, because for them it's an opportunity to get something that they love out into the world as well.
I watched the students grow over the course of the 2 months, 6 weeks, preparing the music and preparing for the performance and preparing for Mark to come in. I watched them grow in their professionalism. I watched them grow in their musicianship. I saw them move from, I'm not so sure about this project, this is different, to being fully engaged, to feeling comfortable and confident about what they were doing, to watch them grow as artists, regardless of whether they're intending to perform professionally. I watched them grow in their joy of music making, and now having the opportunity to be like a studio musician. Be like somebody out in LA who has to walk in the door and perform it top notch from top to bottom when we are under the most pressure.
As I told my fellow band members and a lot of my friends, this is the first time in all my years of teaching and being an undergrad and high school that I've ever gotten to premiere a piece or to be a part of a commission. And it was, without a doubt, one of the most exciting musical experiences I've had. I definitely am going to consider finding a composer and trying to commission a work for any of my groups in the future, especially maybe Mark Wolfram, because he was such a pleasure to work with.
I think that Mark Wolfram he's an inspiration for me, and I think that the things he does and that he did for the university and for students is really moving, and that MSU being able to invite people like this, I think, is really cool too. And so I want to thank MSU and Dr. Roisum-Foley, and I want to thank Mark Wolfram for everything they all did.
And I think that one of the coolest things that's come out of this process is we have a champion. We have somebody who believes in the university, who believes in the students, who believes in my abilities. So here we have this amazing musician and highly recognized member of the community believing in what we do here at Minnesota State Mankato.